It's Week 17 of the National Football League, and we've got C.D. Lamb. There's been no shortage of work for him, sitting second in the league in catches. It's the Cowboys and the Lions on EA Sports.
It's a late season Saturday night in Dallas. The Lions, the Cowboys underway here in Week 17. Now Lewis selects to return it. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So the Cowboys ready to go on offense for the first time. And it is their now 30-year-old quarterback, Dak Prescott, who leads the way.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
And no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets.
And right away, he lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they will take over with a football just outside of the 10 at the 12-yard line.
As you and I both know, one reason teams script plays to start a game is so they can practice them ahead of time. I will guarantee you that fumble was not in the script.
You don't think they had fumble written next to play one there?
No, that was never in the script because they want to have good memories when they go into a ball game, not something that could have gone wrong.
So now the Lions go on offense in a great starting spot. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And he just continues to throw touchdown pass after touchdown pass, leading the league here down the final stretch of the year. Guys will say that the numbers and the rankings, they don't matter to him very much. But I don't know how much I actually believe that. Sure, he's team first, but I think everyone would like to see him finish number one, including himself.
First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. He'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Trey McBride with an amazing diving catch. And the Lions use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And it's now a 7-0 game. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. And they'll have good field position here as he's out of bounds up at about the 34-yard line. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. Here's Prescott. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. You talk about this Lions defense. They were very good a week ago in the win over Minnesota.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, the head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to be looking at the offensive line coach. And that's...
Prescott stripped. And one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
And he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. 1st and 10.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Russell. Just a gain of a couple there, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Got it. Ready?
He'll drop to throw. Forced out to his left. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Gets him 9 yards and a first.
Hadn't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big...
Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Lions lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that'll make the score 14-0. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Now, this defense for the Lions, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain there of 30 big ones.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Prescott looks to throw on first. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
Play action now. Prescott nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Fortunately for him, that ball stayed close so that he could recover it on his own.
And you know the prayers that were going through his head as the ball escaped from him? How happy was he at the end of it when he found the football again, able to retain possession?
Oh, Prescott stripped, and this is scooped up by the Lions. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. And now 3 drives, 3 fumbles.
What's amazing about it is when we go around and watch practices, how many times do we see them put that sleeve over a football now to make it more slippery and hard to handle? It's almost like they're playing with that sleeve on the ball right now. Was it 3 drives?
Yep.
3 fumbles?
3 fumbles.
It's time to change our luck some way, somehow. Focus, concentration, you'll hear those words on the bench in a big way.
The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up.
Here we go. Here we go.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. So, Charles, you know, for this offense, we've been talking all year about how difficult it would be to run the table. And you gave me your chances early in the year. You thought maybe 25%. A few weeks ago, you thought closer to 50, but not quite 50. Now, here they are, 15-0. This is happening, isn't it?
I think it is, Brandon, because I do believe this team is too invested, too well coached to fall asleep at the switch now. And I think it ultimately benefits them to stay engaged all the way through the season because make it to the finish line, then they get the open week to refresh and re-energize. But if you get off the gas now, that can really hurt you come playoff time.
They go play action here on first down. Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Lions take a 3-touchdown lead. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that makes the score 21-0. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was Jamison Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Cowboys about set to take over on offense. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And they have just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Going to run again here with Pollard. And he'll push ahead for about 3 to the 36. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
On 2nd down, it's Pollard. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Throwing. Prescott. That is caught. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 31-yard line. Prescott to throw it. They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Lions will take over here just shy of the 30.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
And he fends him off. Steps away to his left. Look at the spin. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Pushes past him.
Boom!
Still fighting through tackles. Still on his feet. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenneth Walker, 63 yards. And the Lions are able to add on to their first half lead. Boy, I got to say, I don't know how he made it all the way to the end zone without going down. What a run.
Absolutely incredible that was, because defensively you're taught to break down, wrap up. But in this case, he didn't really allow it. And really, no one was able to slow him down enough for the extra help to get there. He just kept getting out of tackles all the way downfield and found the end zone.
Extra point try now from Dicker. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And he's going to be out of bounds on the return. Not a great return. They'll start back around the 17. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Here's Prescott in trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And now Prescott is going to be taken down. He couldn't get away, and that's a safety.
Right now, they're just trying to get to halftime because they need a break. This game, it's been a shellacking in every way, and they just got driven backwards for a safety.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. This is taken at about the 14. The Lions now taking over late in this first half. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start this drive out on the ground. 93 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
Come on.
A good passing down here, and they send 3 receivers to the right of the formation on 2nd down. On play action, they'll throw. Williams brings it in. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. What a play that turns out to be. 36 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Ken Walker, as the first half is winding down. And the Lions would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And a rout is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And the Cowboys going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. We're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
He finds his man complete. It's Russell. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Up the middle, here's Walker. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. First down Lions on a pickup of 13.
Hey, check that. Check it up.
They run again with Walker. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Another good carry there for the NFL's second leading rusher, and we've talked on air, off air about his MVP candidacy. Make a case for him.
But I'm just going to tell you point blank, it doesn't matter whether he's first or second or even third in the league in rushing yardage. That's not the main.
Touchdown! Kenneth Walker, halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Lions take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Now Lewis selects to return it. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 16. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. We're just looking at the scoreboard and where we're at in the third quarter. I don't know that it's going to matter much at this point, CD, but these small runs on the ground, they're not going to get it done.
No, they're not. And right now, the guys stopping the run have been superior in this ball game, giving them no openings, no seams, and now they've got this game well in hand.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and now it's 3rd and 3. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
Here's Brian Anger now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. This is taken at the 18. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. Kenneth Walker headed back out there. He's had a touchdown for every quarter so far. 3 here in the third, and probably hoping he's not done yet.
And this is a situation where it's okay to be greedy. When you've already scored 3 times, you want 4, you want more than that, and guess what? That only helps your team.
Yeah, so far 3, now in search of 4. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Dallas, Texas is the spot. Third quarter inside AT&T Stadium. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 159 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
And having built that kind of a lead, they're able to do whatever they want right now. All momentum on their side, especially now running the football.
Yeah, you're talking about a defense being on their toes. They don't know what's going to hit them next at this point.
No, they went from toes to heels, and they're trying to figure out how to get back to the toes part.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
On 2nd down, it's Walker. Even with the good footwork, he'll be stopped just inside the 35. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Cowboys defense is going to get them the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And he loses the football a 2nd time. Well, it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
Yeah, boy, and it's tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. 2nd down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 4. Escaping the pressure right. He completes this to Walker. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Arlington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Here's 3rd and 3. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. They'll run for it. It's Walker.
Whoa!
It still won't go down. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Well, this one probably not the close game you would expect or hope to see in prime time, CD. But, of course, that wasn't their intent in preparing for this one. They said they felt like their offense was ready to put up some points. And, my goodness, it has been a dominant display. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Lions are closing in on that 16-0 record as they add on to their lead. Dicker now to tack on the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. That time a 6-play drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Oh, and Lewis lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
With that kind of run on first down, that's a winning type of a run. That just sets things up for them moving forward as they begin the drive.
Out to his left. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Taking it in from the 20. And the Lions continue to pour it on here in the 4th. He continues to show at this level that he can not only pass for touchdowns, he can run for touchdowns.
Not the first time we've seen this, because this young guy, he really makes it happen. So what that tells me is the book on him has to change. You've got to now plan for those legs as well as him throwing the football.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The time to get another look at this Cowboys offense. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny. I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
And 22 more yards there and another first down. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
2 yards to go, second down. To throw is Prescott. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. CD, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. It's been score after score after score, and a lot of times we use the term blowout for a lopsided ball game. This has kind of gone past that. I think we're in historic territory right now.
And
he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. My, oh, my, 237 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Gets by him, and now a little daylight. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, this has been another impressive display by this undefeated team, Charles, and it looks like they're going to stay that way after this one.
Yeah, one of the league's best offenses. They've stayed on brand in this contest because they continue to look good at what they do. Just added a... Now they're really hammering home just how good they've been all year long, letting the rest of the league take notice.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Oh, and Lewis lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Ready? Unlock line! Unlock line!
Walker now on 1st and 10. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Jaron Curse in on the tackle. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Now back to throw. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Cowboys defense is going to get them the football back. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed. It's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification. I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Prescott now on 2nd down. There again is Cooks, complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 44-yard line. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you could just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was